for that part. Let's just do your thing, give our promotion, make money, and yeah, we'll carry on with the football after that. That's all it is. It's just paid advertising at that point, you know?
Yeah. Bruv?
Yeah, just to explain, when are these performances supposed to be? In half time, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I think it says the 2026 World Cup final is getting a halftime show for the first time in history. And
Right.
I think they're talking about the final, which I'm not
Final.
very.
Oh, right.
Is it the final?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final.
So it's the finals they're talking about. I'm not sure you're talking about the whole um
Yeah.
I'm not
I
talking
don't
about
think they have the
the
budget for
individual
that
game.
personally for the
I think
entire
they're talking
World
about the
Cup.
finals. Yeah.
Well, you say that. Judging by the ticket prices, they probably
Who
do have the
knows?
budget.
Probably.
They're obscene, aren't they? No, I mean, if on that point, yeah, if it's for the final only, I think that's fair enough. I mean, America, I think, is very good at festivalizing. They've just invented a new word there, festivalizing a tournament or a competition,
Yeah.
because the World Cup is a festival, and in the true sense of how we see that word, it's there to be enjoyed. It's you know, bells and whistles and all the rest of it. Now, I'm not saying every half time should have something that strong, but uh, I mean, in a way, what America's always done has infiltrated the Premier League in many ways. I mean, I think Palace, we've always had a song when they come out. I mean, it's Glad All Over by Dave Clark Five, a great 60s song. And it sort of inspires the crowd and the players. They come out, we've got a great sound system now as well. And it makes you feel good. And what never used to happen, but it's done so for years now, and probably at other teams too, is when your team scores a goal, then they play that song. I'm feeling glad all over, and then the announcer says the scorer's first name, and then the crowd shout his surname. Players have their different ways. I mean, Mateta just runs to the corner flag, and as he kicks it,
Mm.
the crowd shouts boom, and it all comes together. So it is like a festival, really. And personally, I think as long as it doesn't go too far, and some of the American things maybe are, I think it's good because I think families will see that it's an event that everyone can share in, and particularly if your country is doing well in the World Cup, and will it spill over into us putting flags on our cars? I thought the other day it's a bit different now, isn't it? After the shimozu about holding British or UK English flags, maybe people will be a bit discouraged. But in the past, when England have done okay at a tournament, a couple of times I've put a couple of tournaments, I've put a flag through the back on the back window of each. You can buy these things, and if we do well, I will do the same again. I have great pride in being English. And if England are doing well, I want to say, yeah, brilliant. And I want to show the flags. So I think that's all good. But yeah, as long as it doesn't take the place of the actual fundamental reason for the tournament, the football.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I will definitely agree with you. Now, this is on Atletico Madrid's Julian Alvarez. Now it says Atletico Madrid new statement on 150 million euro for Alvarez. It says taking advantage of good relationship with your new president. Let's see if you stop stealing players from our academy. Thanks a lot, Real Madrid. Now, is it become so Atletico Madrid, this is the statement that they've sent to counter the offer from Real Madrid. Now, is it become a culture for teams I mean, it's a normal thing for a team to be interested in another team's player. What is wrong here? I'll start with you, Tony, because you was laughing. I wanted to know what you thought about it.
Yeah, Atletico Madrid when it comes to the players that they're like Griezmann, he was brilliant. He wanted to go to Barcelona, but because they
Hmm.
loved him so much, they put in his contract that he can't play for a certain minutes until, let's say, I think it's like after the second half, where where Griezmann could play for Barca. So it's they love the players a lot, and I mean a lot. So if they can keep a really good player, they'll do everything in their powers to keep him. And Alvarez is a good player, don't get me wrong. So they're saying, 150 mil for Alvarez. I personally think that's a bit too much, but yeah, they'll keep that Alvarez as much as they can. They will not let him go for nothing. I don't think there's a price. I think they said like it's 500 mil release clause. So I don't think even Real Madrid can pay for that. So yeah, Atletico are very passionate about the players, and especially if they're doing really well and helping them out a lot, they'll do everything. They'll do anything just to keep them. So yeah. I mean, that in past, Real Madrid has taken a lot of their players, like Courtois, who was at Atletico Madrid before he was at Real Madrid. I think even Ramos, Sergio Ramos at one point as well, played for Atletico Madrid. So a lot of like Real Madrid players have come from Atletico. So that's why they were saying, will you stop stealing our players? So yeah, they're very passionate about their players.
Yeah. So they're tired of Real Madrid stealing their players. Ralph, what do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, I can understand it. I mean, from Atletico's point of view, Real Madrid are like their big brother or whatever, aren't they? Because they've always stolen the attention of the world. Really, Real Madrid are probably along with Manchester United the two most famous clubs in the world. I mean, I suppose you'd include Barcelona as well. But yeah, so I can absolutely understand Atletico, their owners, their management, their fans feeling a bit aggrieved if their better players get taken away. I take it this is the Alvarez who was at Man City. Is that right? He was the Manchester City man, wasn't he? And yeah, he was a very good player. There's no question about that. So I can understand why Atletico would do everything in their power to keep him. But whether in the longer term or in another way, that's in the interest of the player every time, I guess that's up to the player to make sure he doesn't sign something in his contract that is very prohibitive. But yeah, I can understand them because they're almost a poor relation. Having said that, I think they've come on quite a long way now, Atletico, and they're recognised. As you say, Griezmann was there. I think at one stage until last season, sometime Conor Gallagher was there, wasn't he? But whether he did as well as he might have done, because I think he's got some good qualities as a player, but they didn't seem to resist him leaving, coming back to Tottenham, wasn't it? But yeah, I like Atletico. I think they're a good footballing side, and I think they are edging a little bit closer to their noisy neighbours, shall we say?
Yeah. Oh, let's hope. Let's hope they. So now, okay. So the issue that raises for me is, would you have? All right. So we also have our top flight teams here in the Premier League. What about Man City, Man United, Arsenal, and perhaps maybe Chelsea? Now, would a player from Liverpool be moving to Man City, or would a player from Manchester United be moving to Manchester? How would it be viewed?
Well, it's happened before. Dennis
Yeah,
Law.
it has.
Dennis Law, one of the most notorious Manchester United players, and went straight to Man City afterwards,
Right.
So, I mean, it's happened a lot more. I mean, even, what's his
Peter Schmeichel, he
Peter
went there,
Schmeichel.
didn't he?
That's it. Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
name I was thinking.
yeah.
He's done the same thing. And yet again, it's one of those like, which side do you want to be the legend of? Do you want to be the side of Manchester United, or do you want to be the legend of Manchester City? So, I mean, for us Manchester United fans, we're very passionate about our legends. It's very tough when they go to another, let's say let's say Man City. It's really tough for us because then we're like, well, we loved you, and now you're going to the the enemy over here. What's going on? So it's tough. It's hard, Realistically, if the player really loved the club, they wouldn't really go to another one with like a big rivalry. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's a player's choice. If they want to leave for, let's say, Chelsea or Man City, there's nothing much you can do about it. If they want to leave then that's their choice. You know?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I mean, as we say, it has happened not just between the Manchester clubs, but between other clubs too. And yeah, at the end of the day, a player, it's his or her living. They're entitled, if they're made a good offer by another club, to go there. I think it can be difficult for them sometimes, but it does sometimes work. I mean, a good example in the case of my club, Palace, is between Palace and Brighton. Now, there's a very strong rivalry between the two clubs, going back, I think, to the days of Alan Mullery, who I think managed both clubs at one stage. But yeah, there is a rivalry. And then if you go back to the year we were promoted to the Premier League, which is now 13 years ago, we're one of the longer lasting people in the Premier League now. It's 2013. In that season, I'm going to forget his name now, but the former Brighton striker, he's a pundit now. Come on, you've got to help me out here.
He's a pundit.
He's a very good striker. He scored lots of goals for Brighton. He came to Palace, and I can't think why I blanked on him. He's a good bloke. He came and he scored 30 goals in our promotion season, and then he got injured just before the playoff final. And as it happened, we won that through a penalty by Kevin somebody. I can't think of his name either. 13 years ago. But anyway, so this ex-Brighton player came to Palace, very warmly welcomed. I don't know what Brighton thought of that. Their fans probably not over keen. Anyway, eventually, a couple of years later, he went back to Brighton, and Palace fans, when we played them, never booed him because we recognised, a bit like we say Glasner, he performed brilliantly for our club. He's got a lot of goals. His name will come to me during this podcast, so I'll say it then. But yeah, he made that transition both ways between
Like
two
Glenn
clubs
Murray.
where there's a
Glenn Murray.
Glenn Murray, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, very good footballer, and yeah, and that's what he did. He went both ways, and I've sometimes thought, because I mean he was at the FA Cup final punditing when Palace were there last year, and so on. He's nice, soft voice, easy to listen to pundit. Speaks a lot of good, natural common sense, in my view and in others' view. So he's very good, and as I say, I suppose his personality is such that you wouldn't want to boo someone like that anyway. Why would you? He's done a great service for both clubs. So I think it happens more than we might realise. But when it doesn't, I'm not sure there's too many players, except at the top clubs, who are much more aware of the rivalry between, say, Manchester United and Liverpool. There's a strong rivalry there, and the two Manchester clubs, and so on. So you could almost understand them, uh, not wanting to do that. It was quite an eye opener, to go slightly off tangent here. When Steven Gerrard was interviewed fairly recently, you probably saw it, when he was asked why the golden generation of English footballers didn't win anything. And he said, I never really used to enjoy, I hope I'm not misquoting him here, but it is broadly what he said. Never used to really enjoy the England get-togethers because we all carried our rivalries from our clubs. And it's probably why it might explain why we didn't achieve things together, because, some weren't really speaking to someone else and so on. So you got all this sort of bitchiness, if that's the word, and that could have poisoned the team spirit. Well, he reckoned that I think Southgate made sure that was got rid of, and good for Gareth Southgate. And so that may be a factor as well. But maybe at the top clubs, I mean, I don't imagine a Gary Neville in his playing days would have gone to Liverpool. Far from it, because of his attitude to Liverpool, or vice versa. Would Jamie Carrick have come to Man United? Probably not. But I think in the lower teams, the average teams, I think it happens because they don't have that, shall we say, hatred for others at the top there.
That's very true. Now, the next one that we're going to go to, it might just be the next Maradona, or the next Neymar, or the next Messi, or the next Ronaldo. But this is Mexican. Gilberto Mora signs a new deal at Club Tijuana and will now wear the number 10 shirt. Youngest player at the World Cup, also given number 10 on a contract till June 2029. Youngest player at 10. Is that allowed? Is that allowed at the World Cup? You have underage players. Is that a thing? I don't know.
How old is he?
You're saying he's 10 years old?
10 years old.
Eh? How?
That's yeah. His
Cuz,
name is
can I just ask, have you had a drink or something? You had a sherbet there, man. I'm not sure I believe what you're saying now.
I'm gonna say there is, under 16s, and then after that you can't play.
10-year-old?
So
I can't believe that. I
youngest
can't
player,
believe that.
also given a number 10, and he's on a contract until June 2029. Well, I'll have to find out more about this, but his name is Gilberto Mora, and he's a Mexican. So,
Maybe
well,
the youngest person to play as the number 10 for Mexico, but I wouldn't say
yeah.
he's 10 years old.
That's what I thought you meant. I thought you meant he was a number
Right.
10.
All right, yeah, that's close. Now, oh yeah, yeah.
You can get help, cuz. You can get
I
help. We
know.
reassure you.
Help is
Nurse the
available.
screens. Nurse the
Help is
screens. Yeah.
available. I'm talking to the man in the mirror.
We understand. We do
Yeah.
understand.
Oh yeah. Wow. At least he's got his 5 minutes of fame from us, having a laugh at my expense. Yeah. Now Lionel Messi has now scored in 911 career goals, 89 goals left. Do we think he'll make it?
It all
About
depends. It all depends on him. I mean, after all, he has won everything there is in football. There is literally for him nothing much to do now. He can literally just say, you know what, lads, I'm done. Let's say it comes to the final. He goes, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to play the final. I've played it. I've won it. That's down to you guys now. You win it. He could do that if he really wanted to, but he's not gonna. He's obviously gonna finish the World Cup, and after the World Cup, we'll see what he'll do. But realistically, he doesn't even have to play in this World Cup because really he's won it. So him playing it in this now, and if Argentina get kicked out early, could almost tarnish his record in a sense. He could have just gone out on a high, and probably should have realistically. But yeah, if he gets the goals, fair enough. But at the end of the day, he doesn't really need to prove anything. He's won everything. Granted, I say he's been given everything, but yeah, there's nothing much left for him to do in football at all. He can literally just stay in Inter Miami and just play occasionally and just relax. He doesn't have to do anything.
Come on now. He hasn't been given everything. He played for it. He played for it.
I could go on a long. This could be a whole podcast on
I
it.
know. I'll
leave it at that.
I'll save myself that pain. Yes, bro.
Yeah, I suppose I'm just sorry he never chose to come and play in the Premier League. It would have been a fantastic thing to see him play here, as we used to see Ronaldo, of course. Probably two of the greatest players, obviously, of all time. So, yeah, I think there were rumours occasionally he was going to come to England, but he never did. His choice. But yeah, I think, as Tony said, he'll stick with the high life, the nice life in Miami, as long as he wants to go on. I mean, he's always been, the word lazy probably doesn't fit someone like Messi, but he never put himself about too much because he had so much ability, so much skill. He didn't need to. Talk about make the ball do the work. I mean, he was brilliant. The ball stuck to his feet. So he had that luxury of not having to bust a gut on the football pitch. I'm sure he did sometimes, but he just was so incredibly talented that, as I say, the ball was glued to him. But yeah, I wish we'd seen him play in person. Would have been great.
Yeah, it would have been great. Yeah, I wish so too. Now, the next one that we're going to move on to is a Brazilian mystic, a psychic called Athos Salome. He's 39.
Right. I was going to say, how old is this one, Cuz?
This one's not 12. 10. Okay, yeah. He's not 10. And he has been branded the modern day living Nostradamus. Right. right? And they say, it's like Paul the Octopus. Do you remember Paul the Octopus?
I do.
It's like Paul the Octopus. They said he's had a few correct predictions in the past. Well, you might want to cover your ears for this, Tony, because he didn't mention Croatia. Now it says the Brazilian has identified 7 nations as its principal contenders: Spain, Portugal, Morocco, England, France, Netherlands, and Argentina. But he says England is going to play at the peak of the World Cup. What does that mean? He's going to play at the peak of the World Cup finals.
The peak.
Hmm.
Yeah, it would be the final, wouldn't it? Yeah.
It'll be the finals. But he didn't say we're going to win it. So, but anyway, maybe there's still time for that. But that just tells us that Croatia is not in the running.
Yeah, I'll tell you now. We've done a lot of amazing things that we thought we'd never do. That's all I'm
Right,
saying.
okay. So knowing that Croatia is not in this prediction, what are you making of this psychic 39-year-old guy?
I mean, I've made some predictions that have been brilliant. At the end of the day,
Have you now?
you know, I've made some predictions too. Does that make me Nostradamus? No. So I mean, at the end of the day, this is just some guy's opinion. Uh,
Yeah.
there have been some wild, what's it now, predictions I've heard in the last few days
Mm,
from some pundits, and I'm thinking you're out of your mind. But
mm.
yeah, again, it's an opinion of one guy who claims he's Nostradamus. So we can only go off with, I'm this person who says, let's just watch the game. We can
Yeah.
say what we want to say. We can say, oh, England's going to thrash Croatia. Croatia's going to thrash England. At the end of the day, we'll just have to watch the match and see what will happen,
Yeah.
because we can't actually say what's going to happen. We don't know the
Yeah.
football script. And plus,
Yeah.
football is a completely different thing. One
Indeed.
minute, you could be winning 3-0, and then second half, it could be 5-3.
Mm, mm,
Anything is literally possible. So whatever
mm,
this guy says, okay, he can believe it if he wants to, but we won't
mm,
know until the final actually comes round and we can see who's going to go into final.
mm. We always live in hope, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking to you, Tony. We always live in hope, don't we?
Sorry, when was the last time you was in the final of a World Cup? Eh? Oh yeah, it was a very, very, very long time.
Yes, bruv. Mhm,
Yeah, I
mhm.
mean, am I correct in saying this Brazilian Nostradamus, he didn't predict or suggest that Brazil would win it or be at the peak? He didn't read
Well,
out
now,
Brazil, did you?
now that you said that, it did predict there'll be a French and an English squad reaching
Well, he
its
has some
peak.
common sense then. He has some
Yeah,
common sense then.
Yeah,
but
so
but not Brazil. He didn't say Brazil. That doesn't
no, he
quite
didn't
make
say
sense.
Brazil. Yeah, that's
And
yeah,
Morocco, I noticed Morocco are in the same group C as Brazil, but I
yeah.
don't know unless I've missed something. I don't consider Morocco to be a state of the art top team, but maybe I've not been aware of their because let's face it, at these competitions,
Mm,
countries that we previously thought, well, they're not a contender, sometimes do
mm,
become contenders. Maybe
yeah,
Morocco is in that category, but and indeed the same group: Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland.
mm,
Scotland are
mm,
actually in that same group. So if Morocco are pretty good, that's a tough group for Scotland to be in, isn't it?
mm. Yeah.
But the idea of predicting, I mean, as I remember the last World Cup, one country was saying that they had, I forget what the animal was, but this animal, if it sort of laid one side of a cup or something, it was meaning someone was going to win, or it got quite absurd. So you'll no doubt will see once the tournament starts proper that there will be all sorts of suggested items that will predict the win. And at the end of the day, I think we all know no one knows what the future holds.
No.
So yeah, I mean, I don't even know who I would predict. The
Same.
all-time winners of five are Brazil, and we know the South Americans tend to be good. It will be
Mm,
brilliant if England do well. And I would, unlike many, I would even be pleased if Scotland do well because they're part of our United Kingdom.
Mm.
Though I'm not sure if that would be reciprocated necessarily by some of the Scots, but I'm sure
I
some of
don't
them
think
would.
so. Yeah.
But no, it'd be great if England won this. It's high time we did win this again.
Mm.
Whether we've got the team capable or the manager capable of doing it, we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Now, Alexander Trent Alexander-Arnold, um, Liverpool return ruled as transfer theory emerges. Is it going to happen? We've heard it so many times.
I highly doubt it at this moment.
Yeah.
He didn't leave on the best of terms, so
No,
for
He
him to
didn't.
come back, it's not going to work out.
no.
If he does, it'll be a miracle. I would say it'll be a very big miracle if he does come back.
Mm.
But yeah, again, he didn't leave on the best of terms. He was always saying,
No.
"I'm Liverpool born and bred. This is my dream club." And then as soon as
Mm.
Real Madrid came along, he just like, "Yeah, I'm taking that." You
Mm.
can't just say you're playing at your dream club and just, say, "Oh, you know what, Real Madrid's calling. I'm going over there. Bye."
Mm.
You can't
Mm.
be doing that.
No.
So yeah, I don't think that rumor's gonna happen.
No. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. We'll come back to that in a minute, bruv. Please.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with that. I think he left under or on bad terms, really. And the reason for that was he was obviously secretly in negotiations for like the whole of that season, his last season with Real Madrid.
Mm.
And he wouldn't let the club know what his wishes were at the end of his contract. So, of course, they couldn't even do what Palace could do to Mark Gahey. They sold
Right.
him in January, knowing his contract would end in the summer when he could leave for nothing. But
Mm.
because Mark played it very straight with the club,
Mm.
we were able to sell him to Manchester City in January and get £20 million. Well, that's not what he's worth, but it was still better than nothing, better than not having £20 million. And I think that's where Liverpool felt quite let down, that he was sort of cagey about it. He never owned up to anything. Again,
Mm.
he's a guy trying to earn his living, so it's easy to sort of blame him, which I'm not doing here, but it did mean he left under very negative terms. So I don't know whether there's moves afoot by him or Real Madrid or Liverpool that he's coming back. I'm not sure it would be a good idea really, because he just doesn't seem to have made the grade at Real Madrid. He just it's telling that he's not in the England squad because he used to be an international. And
Mm.
on the odd occasions I've seen him on TV playing for Real Madrid, I always get the feeling he's looking a little bit disinterested. No, he probably isn't, but it's just his body language didn't
Mm.
look as into the game as he would have done when he was with Liverpool. So you just feel maybe he never settled there.
Mm.
And yeah, he'd be quite an attractive purchase for a Premier League club to have on their books. But
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to see. I don't see him staying at Real Madrid and becoming a first team regular, but who knows?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Now, the reason why I said we'll come back to it is because now we're gonna go back to it now. So now we're looking at Ibrahim Konate.
mhm.
He's gone.
Yeah.
He's literally gone. Now, does that change things for for Trent Alexander-Arnold? Yeah, Tony?
I wouldn't say so. I thought it's more of a reunion, if anything, Your old teammates coming back now, he's playing in the same team as you. It's
Mm.
probably good. It might strengthen it in the sense of when you're playing with an old teammate, you know how they play. So it might work out. But yet again, uh, Trent hasn't been the best at Real Madrid ever since he went. Uh,
Mm.
he hasn't really shone as you would expect him to.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't think he might change anything, to be fair.
No,
No.
no. Yeah. Would they have left a void at Liverpool that needs to then be filled?
I feel like Liverpool's always had a void to fill. I've
Yeah.
said it previously. They're always missing one player
Yeah.
that might
Mm.
help them. But a lot of the senior players are gone now. So
Mm.
it's going to be a massive void for next season. This is why I said I can't wait for next season because I want to see how this plays out. So
Yeah.
uh,
Mm.
it's going to be a tough one for Liverpool. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes.
Okay. Yes, bro. The
Yeah,
void.
it's going to be interesting as well, isn't
Mm,
it, to see how Iriola, the Bournemouth
Yeah.
manager, does at Liverpool, because they got a brand new manager who comes with a very good reputation, but not necessarily with a big club. And we've
mm,
seen managers before. Thomas Frank is an example who did very well at Brentford, smaller club, went to Tottenham and really didn't do particularly well, you could say. I think they got rid of him a bit prematurely, but that's another story. So we
mm,
don't know that Iriola, if that's the way to pronounce it, is going
mm,
to be a great success. It possibly will be because he clearly knows what he's doing. But
mm,
I think it is a different ball game, almost literally, to go to a big club with such a history as Liverpool and kind of walk into the job and adapt to it straight away. I think they will have to be patient, maybe for a season while he settles, particularly as they're going to have new players. I mean, they need to buy, as you say, a defender and
mm,
others throughout the team. I mean, it's often said, I always said they let Diaz go too quickly. He went off to
mm,
Bayern, didn't he? I don't know
mm,
what the rights of that were, but they kind of allowed some great players to go. And of course, they lost Jota. So it's not the easiest season for them. So now, with a new manager, some new players filling the gaps that are left, it's going to
mm,
be a very interesting season because the owners, the board, will expect some good results. They've still got some excellent players, Ekitike, Isak, and all the others. So they should be up there. But
mm,
if they don't have as strong a season as they hope, it will be quite interesting to see what happens.
mm,
And also playing
mm.
with a lot of ego. There's a lot of ego in Liverpool as well, you know.
Mm.
So Areola went from a club where he's commanding everyone to sorting out players with the biggest ego possible, you know. So
Mm.
that
Yeah.
will also be a big factor as well.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Yeah. Now let's go to Manchester United, Tony. Carrick given £100 million deal, green light with more on the way. Now, in this article, it talks about a reported link with Nottingham Forest star Elliot Anderson
Mm.
and with a surprise goalkeeper target also emerging. Dude, does United need a new goalkeeper? Does it? I don't
Uh,
understand.
I don't think they're looking to buy a new goalkeeper. I think they're trying to get one back. The Czech
Right,
goalkeeper, I can't remember his name, something with an S, but he was ours, and then we sent him out on loan. I can't remember where I
right.
sent him out on, but because obviously we don't want Onana back. So I feel like they're just trying to, because Tom Heaton has already signed a new contract, and he also fills that quota for like homegrown players. You know, because you have to
Right.
have a select amount of homegrown players for the next
Yes.
or for this next season now.
Yes.
So
Yes.
obviously we keep Heaton for that reason as well. But I feel like what we're gonna do in a goalkeeper side, Lamons is wearing the number 1 shirt now. It's already
Yep.
been confirmed.
Yep.
So I think they're gonna try send Onana back to Transport for another loan season, or even
Right.
buy him, even brilliant. But I feel like we're trying to
Yeah.
get that loan goalkeeper back. I think that's what they're trying to do.
Oh, right. Okay. I was surprised. It's a surprise look. Bruv, do you
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too up to speed on Manchester United's goalkeeping. I thought Onana was a pretty good goalkeeper, to be honest, but maybe ever since De Gea left,
mm,
they've struggled a bit overall, haven't they? And he was there for what 8 or 9 years, I think, De Gea, and he was on his day. He was a brilliant goalkeeper. I mean, he really was a bit of a Peter Bonetti from years ago, or even a Bruce Grobbelaar. I don't remember Bruce Grobbelaar at Liverpool. He was a
mm,
superb goalkeeper. But yeah, I think De Gea was good. But since he went, he obviously had a bad season or two, made some bad mistakes, and they decided they needed somebody new. And I'm not sure they've ever really solved that problem yet. But
mm,
yeah, that apart, I don't really have anything else to add.
mm, mm.
Yeah, and well, I'm not saying going back on the Elliot Anderson thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, they can say, "Oh yeah, we'll give him 100 mil budget to do it," but even Man City are struggling with that now as well. They said
Right.
because obviously the price tag I think is like 120 mil for Elliot, and even they've not really negotiated a fair price at the moment. They're literally trying to go renegotiate some terms as well now. So it's even trying to get a person like Ellie Anderson, it's not easy. I feel like it's mainly Nottingham's side that's to blame. I
Mm,
don't blame Elliot Anderson. I feel like he's a good midfielder, but
mm,
I feel like that's mainly Nottingham's fault in a sense, their side. But yeah, we could try get him, but if that 100 mil budget for Elliot doesn't come down, we're not gonna we're not gonna pull that trigger. Really, ironically, even though we are known for giving outrageous, contracts like 90 mil, we've never hit that 100 mil mark.
mm.
So, in a sense, you know, we can be grateful that we've never done that. But yet again, we'll never do that again, because we've already learned our mistakes with Anthony. He was 95 mil, so we're definitely not going to do that again. That's for sure.
Mm, yeah. Now, what does Spurs need to do to not experience the nightmare of last season? What do they need to do now? Because they automatically they're going to be in the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, um, Premier League, obviously. Now, do we think they have the caliber of players
I
to
don't.
see them through all these competitions?
Well, apparently Christian Romero wants to come to Manchester United, and he was one of
Right.
the. I mean, he was their captain, so I don't really know what we're going to do with that, in a
No.
sense. But this is what the second season they finished in 17th place now. Uh, Ironically, it got overshadowed because we were obviously 15th, and I didn't realize that they were in 17th at all. But yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one because, I mean, to be fair, I thought they had a good squad. They brought in Xavi Simons, and he's been a brilliant player for Leipzig. But
Mm,
it didn't really. I mean, it happens where European stars come into the Premier League and they never really adjust because it's a different ball game altogether.
Mm.
So it happens, but I don't really know what to say. I feel like they've got a very good defense, but
mm,
maybe they could try with the midfield a bit more. Strikers is okay, but I feel like they've suffered more with injury than they have with the players themselves at fault. Because I think they had 17 injured players last season. I feel like I don't know, but it is a long list. I don't know if it's 17 exactly. I don't remember exactly the number, but it's a very long list of injured players.
mm.
So I feel like they need to sort out the medical staff, if anything, you know, bring in new med staff to fix it because it's not working out, clearly. If they keep getting injured and they're not coming back to play the game, something's definitely wrong there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they managed to survive to stay up, but they need to prepare for next season, don't they? Bruv?
Yeah, and I think that De Zerbi is clearly, I think, a very good manager. He did okay at Brighton. He then went, I think, to Marseille, where he's come back to Tottenham. He's got what I talked about earlier. He's got that passion. You can see that in him, and I think he knows his football. He knows his players. So I happen to think that Spurs have made a very good acquisition in De
Mm,
Zerbi. So I don't really if I were a Tottenham fan, I wouldn't be too worried now, despite the last two seasons. And
mm.
remember, they did win the Europa League. Was it last year, a year ago, against Manchester United? Wasn't it Europa? Yeah, it was the Europa League. So they did win something in that time. But De Zerbi's good, and for me, I don't know really who's going to be leaving. I know Romero wanted to go at some stage, but you never know.
Mm.
If the players now see in the manager someone they can play for, who's inspiring them, and they believe will create a good team, because he will have insisted on getting an amount to buy some players. Let's face it, he must have been on a walloping great survival bonus for Spurs. He came back with, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 games to go. And whatever else we say, he saved them. They did have a few good results. So he would have got a few million, I expect, if they survived. Now he's going to be in a very powerful position with Tottenham to demand. He'll want investment in the team, especially if key players do go. And of course, we look back now and say, well, yeah, they lost Harry Kane. They've more recently lost Son. They're really the guts of their team. And Christian Eriksen used to be very good in the midfield for Tottenham. So you can see kind of the way it was drifting downwards. But I think with De Zerbi and the survival this past season, I think they're set for better sunlit uplands, as they say. I think Tottenham will do much better this season. And if I were to have a prediction that who's going to be the unlikely team to be in the top six, I think perhaps a bit silly to say it, but I think Tottenham could be up there. I think they're going to be good, and I think they have a good season.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. So this is all we've got time for. You've been watching and listening to the Football Referee. You also join us again next week. I've been Emmy Hickens, and they call me Cuz.
I do call him Cuz. I'm Trevor Gear, and he calls me Bruv, and we both call Tony the Enforcer.
Yeah,
Goodbye from me.
Goodbye.
At least a goodbye from me as well. Join us again next week. All right. So let's stop this.